Hey, you got a great idea, but the companies aren't taking it and you don't know why, please watch this video. I'm with Dana Knowles and we're going to share with you what we've learned to help you. All right, everybody, Stephen Key back with Dana Knowles. Dana, thank you so much for spending time. I know you're so busy and I wanted to do these videos and you just make time for me. So thank you for doing that.
I'm laughing because I have no idea what you're going to ask me. Just so everybody knows, I have no idea what he's going to ask me. He just throws these questions at me and he says I know all the answers. So
Well, you guys, the reason why I don't prompt Dana before, because if you really know your stuff, you don't need to know beforehand what I'm going to ask.
Mhm.
And I think we realize too, if you don't have an answer, you just say, hey, I don't know. So
Mm.
I like to surprise you with that because it kind of makes you think a little bit here. So, okay, Dana, I've got a question here. Why do companies ignore good ideas? Most ideas are rejected, not because they're a bad idea, because maybe they're evaluating some other things, right? Maybe it's a great idea, but it's not the great idea for them. Maybe they're looking at it in such a way it goes, we don't really sell that type of product, right? Maybe we're not quite in that industry. Or maybe they're thinking, that price point might be a little bit high for what we sell. We have a certain category that the retailers know that we sell, and yours is a little bit more expensive. It still could be a great idea. Or maybe even Dana, they pass on it just because it doesn't really fit what they think, or maybe they had a bad experience with something similar. So,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean it's a bad idea, does it?
No, no, absolutely not. 100% no, no. It does not mean it's a bad idea. Absolutely not.
So, how important it is to target the right company then?
Well, again, it's important, but you really don't know. Like you can, I mean, by looking at their website and looking at the product like and making sure that they're in the same price point, making sure they're working with the
Okay.
same materials, making sure
Okay.
certain things you can find out. But when they respond and say they're not interested, well, usually a not interested is they're not responding at all. Like if you send them
Oh,
8 emails and they have not responded at all,
come on.
pretty much they're not interested.
I'm glad you said that.
Pretty much they're not interested. If they were interested, they would have probably responded after at least the third or
Thank you.
fourth email.
Thank you for saying that. A lot of people don't want to accept that fact, but that's pretty true. I mean, trust me, if there's interest, they're going to get back to you guys.
They're going to get back at least to say, hey, listen, and we had it happen. I pitched a sell sheet for a pet. I'm in a lot of pet company, and they said, hey, listen, we're going to Super Zoo. Reach
Okay,
out to us at the end of May.
got it.
And they saw the sell sheet, so that wasn't a no. That was just like, we're too busy to talk about this right now.
But Dana, I think what companies like so much about what we're doing at Gateway is that we're vetting it for them.
Yeah.
So how do you zero in on making sure it's a good fit?
Research, 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 research. We
Come on.
do, yes, yes, yes. 75% of what we do over here is researching companies. We find the company. Of course, we use ChatGPT. Hey, give us a list of brands.
Okay.
We put the sell sheet into ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives us a list. We say, give us a list of 25 brands that sell these type of, and then we prompt it with keywords and stuff. And then, but we have to look at every single website. We are not taking ChatGPT's word for it.
No.
Trust me. No, ChatGPT is not right all the time. It's
Okay.
not.
Do you
It's
think
not.
people are doing enough research given what you've done
Absolutely
now?
not. No,
Absolutely not.
no, no, absolutely not. Because I mean, you got to think. You got to go into their website. You got to look at their product line. You got to read their about section. I want to see if they're affiliated with any other companies. Maybe if they have and some companies will have like their list of employees and go into there,
Okay.
and then we go into other platforms and we find the right people.
Okay.
Their about section is really, I want to see where they sell, how many do they sell, how big are they. You'll see me
Okay.
every once in a while in our uh, getting in thread that I put down. This is a $5 million company or $20 million company or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's the research part of it that takes us so long to
Okay.
make sure we're pitching the right product to the right company. And this is the thing
All
about
right.
pitching the right product to the right company. This is why we can get in over and over and over again, because we're making sure that if you do some kind of pet bowl, will say, I'm not, and you don't do any pet leashes, I'm not sending you a pet leash.
So why, you guys, you have to understand why this is so important and why companies love Gateway so much.
Mm-hmm.
We do this work that most people don't do. So they're seeing ideas that just don't fit. And it's not a good, it's a waste of time and money, and they don't like it. But because we zero in and do all that homework up front, we hit it, we know it's a good fit. And that's why that works. And that's why they keep on coming back. And they're saying to you, keep on sending me ideas.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't I know you? We share those with you too. Those responses. Keep on sending ideas. Keep them coming. Thank you so much for considering us. It's
Okay. And,
yeah.
and if you send them an idea that's not a good fit, what happens then?
You're done. You're done. Pretty much, you're done. You're done.
So you guys, sometimes
Yeah,
you get, yeah, yeah,
I
you're
always
very,
say we get put into two buckets. Inventors get put into two buckets: professional inventor, amateur inventor. Companies don't have time for amateur inventors.
they
They
don't.
don't have time for it. Professional inventors, they want products. They need products.
Okay.
Their customers need products, new innovation. And that's why I think, because the five of us over here at Gateway are professionals. We've been doing it for so long. We know what we're doing. We know what to say. We know what not to say. And they can tell the difference.
They can tell the difference.
Oh,
You guys, I hate to say that. In fact, what you just said is so important, because the mission at InventRight for 26 years was to teach you what to say. Okay. That's what it was. It was teach you to be a professional, right? Because we know if you're not, the door's going to close and not going to deal with you. Because Dana's right. They don't want to deal. They're not there to educate you. Yes, they want ideas, but if you don't do this correctly, they're going to ghost you. Even more today, they're just not going to respond. And you don't know why. It's the problem. Okay, you've got a great idea and you want to license it to a company, and you have spent a lot of time and money. Maybe you have a prototype. Maybe you file for intellectual property. But whatever you do, you want to make sure you do it right so you don't waste your time or your money. All right, but here's the deal. You've never done this before, and you don't have the confidence, and you know you don't have the relationships with these companies, but you do know that sometimes you only get one chance to do it right. We have a program called Gateway, where we have built relationships with over 1,300 companies looking for ideas. And we guarantee that we can pitch your idea to 10 companies to get a response. And if we don't, we'll give your money back. At Gateway, we're going to handle your marketing material so it's clear and concise, so companies can see the benefit of your idea. We will be there at Gateway, so if they have any questions, we're going to answer them correctly, which can lead to a licensing agreement. And if they want a licensing agreement, we're going to help negotiate it so it's fair and balanced on your behalf. So if you have a great idea and you want the pros to do it, please contact us at Gateway. I want inventors to start thinking, what are the product managers thinking? Not what you're thinking, because you have a great idea and you're looking at it differently. In fact, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, my idea is pretty clever, right? And a project manager or someone in the company, they're probably thinking, hey, will my customers want this? Will this sell? That's what they're thinking, right? Or the inventor might be thinking, hey, this patent's really important. Look at my patent. And they're really thinking, is my customer going to buy that? So are inventors thinking about it the right way? What's your opinion on that, Dana?
I don't think so at all. I mean, I have to be honest. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I think that inventors get so involved in their invention and creating, and that's what we do. We create, we invent,
Okay.
we dream, but many inventors don't have that business mindset of, how much does it weigh? How hard is it to put together? How is it going to ship? How hard is it to manufacture? And again, is there a big enough consumer base? Are there, and I can tell you that when I had my shower caddy and I thought, I'm Googling how many, there wasn't ChatGPT back then. I feel like I was in the Stone Ages, but how many shower curtains are sold every year? And if I only get half the market and blah, blah, I'd be a bazillionaire. And I wasn't thinking like them, I was thinking like a dreamer.
Okay.
And kind of pulling its strings and pulling its straws, imagining where my product could be, and I really needed to keep my feet firmly planted on the ground and look at it from their end.
Your
And it's
perspective.
well, how hard is a big thing is manufacturing, cost of manufacturing.
Okay.
How hard is it to ship? How big is it? Can it be assembled? Can it be put into pieces and assembled? Can it be made out of, if it's made out of metal, can it be made out of plastic? This is everything, and probably 100 more things that the companies are looking at when they see your sell sheet. That's all that stuff's going through their head.
Yeah, they're probably also thinking, how's it a point of difference compared to other ideas? They're
Yeah.
probably thinking the price point, can it fit a certain price point because we know that's what sells.
Yeah.
And you're right, they're thinking about shipping, putting it on the shelf, the graphics, they're thinking about things you're not really considering because you're considering, hey, do you like my idea? Do you want to license it? What are you going to pay me?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much that. That's what we think. Yeah. When am I going to get my first $1 million check? Right. Yeah, I don't think that that inventors go that far down into the business end of what it takes to bring a product to market. And I know from my own experience, just my shower caddy, the work that it took to bring that simple $10 fabric product to market. I learned an awful lot through that process. And I don't even know, honestly, how do you teach somebody what a company goes through in their end without, studying it and talking to it? And that you can probably, find out anything on the internet now, but
here's a tip that you can do, everybody. If you're going to start to look at it from their perspective, really understand what does it take to bring it to market. And type in the ChatGPT. I don't care where you get the information. What is a company thinking of all the things it takes to launch a product? What is the responsibilities of a product manager? What are they considering? Because they are packaging, point of difference, price point, protection. They're thinking about all these things. The only thing you're thinking about is your product, and collecting royalties. That doesn't work, because if you can think like them, you can start to pitch and address some of those concerns and sell pitch your idea in such a way that they're going to like it because you're answering all the questions that they're going to have.
Right. Well, we even have, like, when I think like a product manager, I think like somebody that works in a big company.
Okay.
A very busy, a lot of moving parts. And that's why I think that we have such a good response rate, because we have systems set in place where we constantly are reaching out and we're following up. And it's a small percentage of people that get back to us on the first reach out or the first voicemail or the first LinkedIn message. It's usually the third or fourth.
Okay.
And we have that all set up. So we have to think about them too. They have 1,000, 500 emails coming through a day. They prioritize who they're going to answer. And sorry guys, we are not at the top of their priority.
Well, yeah, I know. Everybody thinks their product should be number one. The other thing too, I want everybody to realize that Gateway, we have a design team that's really going to pitch your idea in such a way to get that first dialogue going. And it's really about the big benefit that we've talked so much about. It's not the features. It's not about your patent. It's about, what is the big picture of their customers going to see the benefit of it. And from that point, once you get that engagement, they see it for the first time, that's when the questions start, don't they? Yeah. And without the questions, it just goes nowhere. Yeah.
No, I like when they start the dialogue back and forth, and I especially like when I'm in big medical companies. We're not talking small band, like not a Band-Aid, like Band-Aid's a big brand, but like a small little surgical, whatever. This is like a surgical product for doing surgery.
Okay.
And we had to learn all about the industry. I learned more about surgical products than I have, because I can't pitch a product that I don't understand the industry.
All right.
And that's a lot of studying and a lot of knowledge. And I reached out to one big company, and the email that she sent back with all the questions that she had, of course, now I have to send it over to the project manager and the client, because I can't answer these. And I even have it like when I do those kind of projects, I will say, if they answer me back, I will say, I need to turn you over to the project manager and the inventor, because basically I'm saying these, I don't have the knowledge of these technical questions that you're answering me, because I've had surgery. I've just never done surgery.
Okay. All right, everybody. You have to start looking at this a little bit differently. It's not all about you. Got it. You have to start thinking what these companies are really looking for and make sure you prepare your stuff the right way. That's what we do at Gateway. That's why it works so beautifully. So Dana, thank you for coming on InventRight TV.
Thanks, Steve.